Hello, Shades of Vino friends. My name is Christina, and welcome to our Wine Concierge Specialist Spotlight video. It's one of the new perks we'll be sharing only with you, our wine club members. And I am so happy to be here, bringing you some great wine specials, resources, and in particular, getting the chance to connect with you about the wines our team loves. Since this is our first video feature, I will take a few extra minutes to share some starting points about the video and then a little bit about me. So I anticipate that our videos will be short enough. You can just sit back and sip a glass of wine, listen along with me, or take it on the go, listen in the car on your tablet or your phone. We'll talk tips and tricks, we'll update with stories, we'll answer questions that you bring to the table, and we'll feature wines or other items that are personally chosen by our Wine Concierge Specialists at reduced prices, only available to you here for that week. Any of the deals will be available in the links below. If you have a question that you'd like to for us to include in one of the videos, just reach out via email, put in the subject line, "Attention Wine Specialist Questions" with your first name. So a little something about me. I'm a certified sommelier and an industry professional, and I have a personal passion for sharing the adventures and joys of wine. I love helping others to find new things to try and understand by unveiling a little bit of the mystery in wine. I want to help people enjoy wine and make it fun. I do have a lot of my own wine opinions, but with 25 years of compiled experience, I want to steer you in the right direction and support those opinions with fact. So with that shared, you now have my attention, and I am going to answer one of our first questions sent in by Shauna from Frederick, Maryland, very close to home. Hi, Shauna. So Shauna asks us, I have so much trouble using a basic corkscrew and mostly cutting the foil. Do I have to cut the foil off the bottle, and why? I see wine professionals use a certain kind of corkscrew. What's so great about it? So you can't see it here, but she has a picture of the standard basic waiter's key, which looks like this. So this is an awesome question, Shauna. Corkscrews are plenty and so many different kinds. They can be tricky for both novice and professional alike, but I have one rule. Find one that fits your hand, that you feel comfortable with, that's very sturdy for you, and practice, practice, practice. When I first started out in the industry, I volunteered at a lot of events, tastings. Whenever there was a bottle to be opened, I tried it, and that really helped. I will follow up at the end of the question with a little tip for pulling the cork out and use this wine key. So this here is called a waiter's key. It's an industry standard and preferred. We don't use the jumping jack cork pulls or the CO2, the electric opener, or any other toolman's contraption. It has to be an emergency. At least the industry and the peeps that I know, that's pretty much how we think of it. At home, at a restaurant, on a picnic, on the go, this is the corkscrew we keep in our pocket, and we all use the same. It's light, it's easy, and it serves every purpose for opening wine, and I'll show you why. So the waiter's key here has something that a lot of the contraptions don't have, and that's a foil cutter. And going back to your question about the foil, yes, it's really important to remove the foil from wine. So the second part here is what most people consider the corkscrew, but we call it the worm. And these, if you have a chance to get one with a little bent elbow, that's highly recommended. But these are called steps or levers. So you have the worm, the steps or levers, and the knife foil cutter. So the foil on a bottle of wine, I have most of mine open here because I already started testing, but the foil that covers the top cork and the neck of the bottle is called a capsule. And we remove this because, number one, hygiene, contamination of wine from anything that might be on the foil. And you'll see a lot of sommeliers, especially in the nicer restaurants, once foil is removed, we actually do follow specific service guidelines and wipe the ring to prevent any foil bits and shreds and contamination from getting in, because you don't want to drink any of that. The last and most important reason why is because acidic foods like fruits, citrus fruits, vinegar, juices, and things with acids of the like will interact chemically with the foil. So it can change the composition or taste of the wine. So just avoid contact altogether and the wine will taste as it should. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but besides pulling the cork through the foil, leaving behind that big volcano explosion lookalike is definitely just wrong, folks. Don't do it. So with that tip, with that bit of information, I will share a little tip. When you're cutting the foil, and to cut the foil appropriately with the least amount of interference or contact with the wine, you'll see that the wines have what we call a ring. And some of the rings have a top lip and a bottom lip. Some just have a bottom. This wine is a great example. You'll see it was cut at the top. It still leaves too much chance to come in contact with the wine. So in the industry, we cut our foil. If we don't pull it all the way off, we just cut it right below the ring. And to do that, you just want to take your knife on your wine key and go all the way around both sides, 1 and 2, and then you come up the side and make a nice little slit straight up and pull your foil right off. Now, with that said, a lot of wines nowadays are actually coming without the foil, and it doesn't mean anything right, wrong, or otherwise. It's just really an aesthetic preference for some. It used to be an issue with contamination in the cellars, but most of the time we don't have those problems anymore. So without the foil, it's completely fine as well. So you'll notice here that the worm on the wine key goes in at a little bit of an angle. Now, this is how I would do it. So putting that down a little bit at an angle, and I make sure I give it a little twist and get it securely in there. So 6 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 good twists, and you'll see a little bit of a curve that should stick up just above the cork. Now, some people try it with the one hand and they pull it and they don't understand. These little friends, these little guys right here are your best friend. So the steps or levers right on the edge of the top of the bottle, and you pull it until it's straight, and then you use the second one, hence the elbow, and you just pull that right out. So I hope this helps, Shauna. Thank you so much for reaching out and trusting us and being a part of the Shades of Vino Wine Club. So let's get to some juice. I want you to think late summer, hot, muggy, heavy air, a lot like this, and some cool vino. The vino I've chosen is a combo of 2 refreshing white wines from different sub-AVAs within Willamette Valley, Oregon. It's a super steal, $34.50 for both. And that is, yes, $34.50 for both. There's a combo link that you can click on to go right to it. Now, the kids are going back to school. Some people are going back to the workplace. A few of us are still at home. Either way, this is a seasonal transition time, and the weather is seemingly unpleasant for most. So for these reasons, I felt we all needed a cooling off. And this immediately brings to mind the Coeur de Terre Pinot Gris and Maison Noir Knock on Wood Chardonnay. They represent rich terroir, warm days, cool nights, and a generally mild climate, which I wish I was in. These selective soils are particular to Willamette Valley. They really build a flavor profile that is regionally specific to Oregon wines. And these 2 whites are distinctly versatile. So the Coeur de Terre Pinot Gris and Maison Noir Stainless Steel Chard are perfect thirst quenchers. They'll chill us as the summer's end closes in. Let's talk about them a bit. The Coeur de Terre is a 2018 Pinot Gris. You'll see a picture that pops up. It's pronounced Coeur de Terre. It means heart of the earth. The wine is from a little town sub-region within Willamette called McMinnville. It's probably further south, not very far, but a little bit further south compared to Knock on Wood Chardonnay wine. So this wife and husband, family-run, hands-on boutique winery and vineyards is an incredible team. Lisa and Scott Neal, owner, manager, winemaker, all together, they work focusing on small block vines and organic and regenerative approach to agriculture and farming of their land. So this means a lot to the future of wine practices. I can just Oh, I can just smell it's jumping out of the glass. I can't wait till you get some. So let's sip. Mm. So this wine, it's soft, it's easy. I'm starting to rock. It's a sit back and chill wine. It has a real lively mouthfeel, presents some subtle white floral, a little river stone minerality, and definitely some sweet spice with a perky finish, a hint of lemon lime citrus. So I would pair this with a chicken salad, semi-hard, tangy cheese, maybe some fish tacos with mango salsa. That would complement nicely. This wine is really a great representation of a well-rounded, it's a great representation of the well-rounded versatility in McMinnville and its terroir. So now we have a little bit of the Maison Noir Knock on Wood 2019 stainless steel fermented chard. This has quite the nose. Andre Mack is a minority powerhouse in the industry. He started out as a sommelier and merged into making what he calls garage wines for the restaurants that he was working at in New York. And welcome to my space. The lovely perks of the summertime porch. So Andre Mack developed his street and wine culture brand of apparel, and that carried over into a style of organ wines that's really all his own. I'm not sure if many of you caught the stainless steel mention, but this wine is just that. It takes the boldness of land from the Yamhill-Carlton AVA in the northernmost part of Willamette and uses its firm backbone and acidity to stand all on its own without any oak aging, no malolactic fermentation. If it has a firm backbone, knock on wood. This is just a yummy wine. It's crisp. It's lean and mean, just as they describe it. And it has a round flavor kind of evolving from melon and pear. Into a crisp starfruit finish. It's teasing with minerality. Now, minerality is uniquely expressed in stainless steel fermented chards because there's no oak on it. A lot of times with an oak-aged Chardonnay, minerality is there, but it's just not as prevalent. It is here. This is quite refreshing. So those who like wines like Pinot Grigio or Sauvignon Blanc, but aren't big on the oaky, buttery chards, this is a perfect pick. For those who enjoy a classic chard, but want to venture out, this is an exceptional transition wine. I'm going to have another sip. You can't go wrong. Either way, that's why they pair so well as a duo. That's why I picked them for you this week. The Coeur de Terre Pinot Gris and Knock on Wood Stainless Steel Chardonnay, $34.50 for both. Perfect for this time of year, and my choice for that refreshing second sip to power through the end of season heat. Now keep in mind these boutique wines are usually limited, so don't wait till the last day. It's just a click away. Be well, Vino friends, and many cheers.